Mark Halperin's a political analyst and editor-in-chief of Two Way. All right, Mark, how you doing?
Good, Jesse. Good to see you.
You too. So this library, is he even going to get it?
I mean, there'll be some version, maybe more like a bookmobile than an actual library. But this is not a surprise. He's never been a good fundraiser, and the donors are really annoyed. But I will say that the donors and the Democratic officials who are now so outraged about the conduct, as you said, the press knew all this, so did they. They stood silent when Joe Biden's operatives crushed Bobby Kennedy and Dean Phillips and rigged the rules. They stood silent as he stayed in the race and decided he was going to run for another term. They stood silent when Kamala Harris was given the nomination without a shot being fired. So I get why they're mad at Joe Biden, but I think a lot of them need to turn the clock back and imagine what they might have done differently. And Joe Biden then might be in a place to raise the money. So I do think he'll raise some money, but as I said, he's never been a good fundraiser. It's the kind of work he doesn't like to do. And these donors blame him more than themselves.
Well, why didn't Chuck Todd say anything? When he had a show, Mark, all of a sudden he doesn't have a show and Joe lost, and now he's screaming from the rooftop about this and that. Why do they do that, these people?
You know, I saw Joe Biden's mental acuity decline in 2017, and I talked about it on a regular basis. I can't explain it. It's some combination of Trump derangement syndrome and not wanting to be ostracized for doing anything that might help Donald Trump win. And of course, the irony is the reason Joe Biden's left in the position he's in, the reason Donald Trump was reelected, there are plenty of reasons, but a big reason is the silence in the media. I've called it this before. I think it's one of the biggest scandals of any sort in American history, and certainly one of the biggest media scandals, because people say, oh, they didn't see behind the scenes. All you needed was a C-SPAN subscription to know that there was a level of mental decline, and they stood silent.
There was
and not just the press.
There was no hiding
the donors,
this guy.
The donors were spending times with him in living rooms. They saw it. Clooney eventually came out and said it, but far too late. Far too late.
You're right about the social ostracization. It's professional, it's social, and that keeps these Democrats scared. And the media is so scared to tell the truth, and it ends up hurting the party in the long run. Tell me about Barack Obama. Clooney's mad at Barack. I'm sure Michelle's mad, but he's taking a lot of heat here. Same with Pelosi. Who's taking the most heat?
Well, they're all trying to blame Joe Biden. They're, I think, sort of stunningly silent about the shortcomings of Kamala Harris as a president. But Barack Obama has displayed throughout his time, even when he was president, as much concern for the future and strength of the Democratic Party as you have for Ugandan rugby. He's just not really focused on it. And so he's not taking much heat because he's never put himself forward as someone who's going to make this decision. Obviously, when the moment came and Kamala Harris said, I'm going to go for this, they were powerless. They were powerless. But you couldn't, as Bill Clinton said in the clip you showed, he's a stubborn Irishman. He didn't want to step aside. He didn't want to be a lame duck. He didn't want to acknowledge his frailty. And the family, empowered him in that and enabled him in that. But it's an extraordinary crisis of confidence. And of course, if Nancy Pelosi hadn't been woman enough to stand up and force Biden out when the men wouldn't do it, he would have been the nominee. And I think they would have lost far worse.
Yeah, she had the biggest cojones in the entire Democratic Party. Imagine that. Old Nancy, what a war horse. Mark Halperin, great to talk to you. You nailed this election. You really did. Good job.
Thank you, man.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.